Question. You need to use extra caution when driving near a pedestrian using a white cane because? Option number 1. He or she is deaf. Option number 2. He or she is a police officer. Option number 3. He or she is blind. Option number 4. He or she has poor balance. The answer is option number 3. He or she is blind. Question. How can you lower the risk of hydroplaning? Option number 1. Do not speed when the roads are wet. Option number 2. Use tires with proper air pressure. Option number 3. Replace tires with bad tread. Option number 4. All of the above. The answer is option number 4. All of the above. Question. Child restraints are required for? Option number 1. Infants and children who are under the age of 4 and or weigh less than 40 pounds. Option number 2. All children if the driver of the car is their parent or guardian. Option number 3. All children who are seated in the front seat of a car. Option number 4. All children who are under the age of 6 when airbags are not available. The answer is option number 1. Infants and children who are under the age of 4 and or weigh less than 40 pounds. Question. This sign tells you that? Option number 1. No turns are allowed on this road. Option number 2. The road narrows ahead. Option number 3. There are a series of curves ahead. Option number 4. The road may be slippery when wet. The answer is option number 3. There are a series of curves ahead. Question. The driver's left arm and hand are extended upward. This hand signal means that the driver plans to? Option number 1. Turn left. Option number 2. Turn right. Option number 3. Come to a stop. Option number 4. Go straight ahead. The answer is option number 2. Turn right. Question. An inattentive driver is a driver who? Option number 1. Stares at objects off the roadway or daydreams while driving. Option number 2. Maintains eye contact during a conversation with a passenger while driving. Option number 3. Only watches the vehicle ahead of their vehicle. Option number 4. All of the above. The answer is option number 4. All of the above. Question. A motorist must maintain a safety zone of at least dash between their car and a motorcyclist. Option number 1. 1 second. Option number 2. 2 seconds. Option number 3. 3 seconds. Option number 4. 4 seconds. The answer is option number 3. 3 seconds. Question. This sign is used to warn drivers? Option number 1. That the right lane ends and traffic should merge left. Option number 2. That the road curves ahead. Option number 3. About upcoming intersections. Option number 4. About road construction. The answer is option number 1. That the right lane ends and traffic should merge left. Question. If a green arrow turns into a solid green light, you? Option number 1. May still turn, but you must yield to oncoming traffic. Option number 2. May no longer turn and must proceed straight. Option number 3. Still have the right of way to turn. Option number 4. No longer have to turn in the direction that the arrow indicated. The answer is option number 1. May still turn, but you must yield to oncoming traffic. Question. This sign means? Option number 1. Bicycle crossing. Option number 2. Stop. Option number 3. Fines double in a work zone. Option number 4. Stop ahead. The answer is option number 1. Bicycle crossing. Question. You are driving on a highway divided by 2 solid yellow lines. You may? Option number 1. Cross these lines only to make a left turn into or from an alley, private road, or driveway. Option number 2. Cross these lines to pass other vehicles, but only if there is no oncoming traffic. Option number 3. Cross these lines under no circumstances. Option number 4. Cross these lines only to make a U-turn. The answer is option number 1. Cross these lines only to make a left turn into or from an alley, private road, or driveway. Question. This sign means? Option number 1. There is a detour ahead. Option number 2. You must stop for flaggers. Option number 3. The road ahead is closed to traffic. Option number 4. The highway ahead is undergoing maintenance. The answer is option number 4. The highway ahead is undergoing maintenance. Question. When is street racing acceptable? Option number 1. During the night. Option number 2. During periods of low traffic. Option number 3. In clear weather. Option number 4. Never. The answer is option number 4. Never. Question. You may turn right on red? Option number 1. When there is a sign prohibiting turning right on red. Option number 2. Before pedestrians have crossed any intersecting crosswalks. Option number 3. Before coming to a complete stop. Option number 4. After coming to a complete stop and yielding to pedestrians and vehicles in the intersection. The answer is option number 4. After coming to a complete stop and yielding to pedestrians and vehicles in the intersection. Question. A no stopping sign means that, unless directed to do so by a police officer, you may stop only? Option number 1. Long enough to unload packages. Option number 2. To avoid conflict with other traffic. Option number 3. To discharge passengers. Option number 4. For less than 5 minutes. The answer is option number 2. To avoid conflict with other traffic. Question. When parking uphill on a hill or incline with a curb. Option number 1. Turn your front wheels sharply toward the curb. Option number 2. Turn your front wheels slightly to the right. Option number 3. Turn your front wheels sharply away from the curb. Option number 4. Keep your front wheels straight. The answer is option number 3. Turn your front wheels sharply away from the curb. Question. A red and white triangular sign at an intersection means? Option number 1. Slow down if an emergency vehicle is approaching. Option number 2. Look both ways as you cross the intersection. Option number 3. Always come to a full stop at the intersection. Option number 4. Slow down and be prepared to stop if necessary. The answer is option number 4. Slow down and be prepared to stop if necessary. Question. In general, when driving, you should drive. Option number 1. Faster than the flow of traffic. Option number 2. On the right half of the road. Option number 3. Slower than the flow of traffic. Option number 4. On the left half of the road. The answer is option number 2. On the right half of the road. Question. This sign means? Option number 1. One-way traffic. Option number 2. Divided highway ends. Option number 3. Two-way traffic. Option number 4. Keep left. The answer is option number 2. Divided highway ends. Question. Consuming which of the following substances may impair your ability to drive safely and may result in an arrest for driving under the influence of intoxicants, DUII? Option number 1. Beer, wine, and other liquor. Option number 2. Controlled substances, such as illegal drugs or prescription medicines. Option number 3. Inhalants, such as glue or paint. Option number 4. All of the above. The answer is option number 4. All of the above. Question. When passing an emergency vehicle stopped on the side of the road, drivers should. Option number 1. Increase their speed. Option number 2. Vacate the lane closest to the emergency vehicle or slow down. Option number 3. Ask the emergency worker if they need help. Option number 4. Move to the lane closest to the stationary vehicle. The answer is option number 2. Vacate the lane closest to the emergency vehicle or slow down. Question. Dash limit your concentration, perception, judgment, and memory. Option number 1. Only a blood alcohol level greater than the legal limit can. Option number 2. Alcohol does not. Option number 3. Even the smallest amount of alcohol can. Option number 4. Only a blood alcohol level greater than 0.05% can. The answer is option number 3. Even the smallest amount of alcohol can. Question. This green arrow on a lane use control signal means? Option number 1. You may use this lane. Option number 2. No traffic is allowed in this lane. Option number 3. You have the right of way. Option number 4. You must merge into this lane. The answer is option number 1. You may use this lane. Question. You may not pass other vehicles within dash of a railroad crossing. Option number 1. 100 feet. Option number 2. 200 feet. Option number 3. 250 feet. Option number 4. 300 feet. The answer is option number 1. 100 feet. Question. This road sign means? Option number 1. Road widens ahead. Option number 2. Lane reduction, the right lane ends soon. Option number 3. Highway entrance ramp ahead. Option number 4. Lane reduction, the left lane ends soon. The answer is option number 2. Lane reduction, the right lane ends soon. Question. A work zone? Option number 1. May be moving or stationary. Option number 2. Is marked with black and white signs. Option number 3. Does not require a driver to slow down and pay extra attention. Option number 4. All of the above. The answer is option number 1. May be moving or stationary. Question. If you see this sign above your lane, you? Option number 1. May not exit the freeway. Option number 2. May either continue through the interchange or exit the freeway from your current lane. Option number 3. May stay in your lane and continue through the interchange. Option number 4. Must exit the freeway, if you stay in your current lane. The answer is option number 4. Must exit the freeway, if you stay in your current lane. Question. This sign means? Option number 1. Highway changes ahead and to the right. Option number 2. Hiking trails ahead and to the right. Option number 3. Hotel ahead and to the right. Option number 4. Hospital ahead and to the right. The answer is option number 4. Hospital ahead and to the right. Question. Which of the following commonly causes traffic accidents? Option number 1. Inattentive driving. Option number 2. Excessive speed under the driving conditions. Option number 3. Following other vehicles too closely. Option number 4. All of the above. The answer is option number 4. All of the above. Question. This road sign means? Option number 1. Your current roadway ends ahead. Option number 2. You must bear either right or left. Option number 3. A four-way intersection is ahead. Option number 4. A road joins from the right. The answer is option number 2. You must bear either right or left.